I think you're ready for hurricane season. You have an evacuation plan ready, a 72-hour kit ready, but have you thought about what the seniors in your life would do if a hurricane hit? Well, joining us today is Mary Sukiennik from Home Instead Senior Care, who is here to talk about how to get the seniors important to you ready for a storm. And Mary, thank you so much for joining us. And this is something really important to think about because, you know, we all realize hurricane season is here and there are things we need to do to be prepared in case a storm hits. But a lot of times we don't think about the seniors in our lives and how this might affect them. And there are all kinds of things from medication to different things that may be even more critical to them.
There are other things to think about when you think about a senior in the storm season. You have to think about if you're going to evacuate, where are you going to go? Or if you're going to stay locally, is there a relative you're going to stay with further inland? Many seniors have oxygen, and they need to make plans ahead of time to have tanks to travel with, to be sure they're going to stay in a place that's going to have power so that the tanks will work. They need to have their prescriptions with them and their medications. They have to talk to their doctors to make sure they have prescriptions. So, I mean, the example is after Katrina, people thought they'd be gone 2 or 3 days, and they were gone weeks. So they need to make plans to have their medications while they're gone.
Right, because it's more than likely going to be difficult to reach a doctor or anything else for refills if you're somewhere else in the state, or so you do need to make sure that you pay for these things ahead of time.
I took my mother to a doctor in Pensacola a few days after the storm to be sure I had all of her medications. Another thing to think about is if you're evacuating a senior, do they use a wheelchair or a walker? You have to plan to have room in your vehicle for that kind of equipment. If they are incontinent, you need to be sure you take supplies like adult diapers, wipes, and things like that for their personal care during the trip and while you're gone.
Sure, and even if people don't have, if they're elderly but don't have more serious health problems, they may have to be more concerned with not having air conditioning for a long period of time and different things like that. And so you have to figure out where they need to be to make sure they have the things they need, like that even.
A lot of our seniors that we know have children who live away from here, and they may go stay with those children for 2 or 3 weeks if the power is not on after a few days. That's a major concern.
Is there like a good place to go for this kind of information, just as a reminder to people, or can they check with you guys? Because I know you have a lot of information.
Yes, we have a website, the homeinstead.com/486 website will take you to a website that gives you a kit of the information you take with you and supplies to take with you.
Well, that's good. That always serves as a great reminder, doesn't it? All right, Mary Sukiennik from Home Instead, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Some great tips, too, as we head into hurricane season. Hopefully we won't need them this season, though.
I hope not.